Take a deep breath and allow yourself to relax, feeling safe, feeling comfortable. Gently take a breath in. Hold it for a moment and release. Invite your body to relax. Invite your mind to focus upon your heart center, the center of spirit, the essence of the I Am within. Begin to release thoughts of the world around and become still, focusing on your heart, gently breathing, slipping easily, lovingly into the infinite possibilities of mind, transcending all concerns and moving into new realms of thought, new feelings, a place of deep knowing, relaxing into a knowing, relaxing into a knowing. Join me now in the awareness of the I Am. Join with me in the consciousness of the One. I will continue in the first person, remembering oneness. I am a divine blessing. I am connected to the source of greatness, of all power. I still the chatter in my mind, breathing and releasing the whirling thoughts, elevating my awareness to the spirit within. My spirit self is my divine guidance. I feel a loving sense. I feel this familiar state of being right now. I am connected to my divine nature. I know I am a blessing. I feel this blessing rising up in my awareness. I feel my senses awaken and heighten. I move myself into a place and space where reality meets with the edge of truth, transcending the world as I perceive it. Moving into the divine I as I breathe in all life's forces. I feel alive with all the life-giving forces which I am made of. Letting myself go even further now, breathing into my ever-increasing awareness of my divine connection. Sensing a new, fresh rise of powerful, universal, divine power. One with spirit, I am one with universal energy. I am empowered. I am guided. I feel the life-giving force of love coursing throughout me and around me. I feel it gently assisting, gently guiding. I am an energetic expression of love. I feel an energy rise from the base of my feet toward the crown of my head. I envision a divine golden stream of light, bathing and filling my entire body. I see it cascading out and around me. I feel bliss, ease, and a new awareness. I sense the sparking of wondrous openings above the crown of my head. Blissfully peaceful, I feel the waves of fresh energy filled with potential. My energy moves upward to meet with this divine guidance. Up, moving out from the top of my head, where I sense a violet color, a purple hue, swirling, expanding, a shimmering light, oscillating. This is divine light. I notice above my head a ray of light, beaming now from the top of my head, filling my awareness with the magnificent, universal divine energy. I feel the direct connection. I know this is my divine pathway, my personal portal for communications. I easily raise my vibration as I repeat this in my mind. I am raising my personal vibration. I am raising my personal vibration. I am raising my personal vibration. Aware of my universal divine source, I enter into this new vibrational state. Openly, I receive communication just for me. I know divinity is flowing through me and to me now. I feel the sense of protection. I feel the love. I feel the warmth of this loving, energetic field. This is the field of oneness. I feel it expanding now. I notice and connect with my unique energy. I feel myself flowing upon waves of love. I see all my concerns quietly disappearing into nothingness. I release. Divine awareness is taking me even higher with each breath, powerfully strengthening my senses, heightening my awareness to new information, elevated, ready to dive into realms of guidance, drawing closer and closer, higher and higher, new perceptions, my good. I am open to all forms of good. Communicating with me now, my good comes to me through different waves of energy, drawing me even closer, even higher, into this new state of awareness. My awareness moves out and across realms of communication. I am able to sense powerful, bountiful, heightened vibrations. Waves of light cascading in and around. I feel, see, hear. I am in the vastness of the divine, without time or space, perceiving infinity here and now. New depths of love surround me as the divine expands, unfolds. I feel the sense of majesty, a sense of the vastness of the universe. I sit in awe, witnessing rays and waves of light, colored fields extending out and away from me in all directions. I am resonating very high now as I feel myself dance in this field of love, swaying and dancing, mixing with this divine source energy. I feel myself opening to new tones and subtle frequencies, and any external sounds all assisting me, moving my attention towards my divine guidance. I feel it. I sense my new energy rise even higher now as I tap into divinity. I sense this healing, protective light source, expanding beyond perceptions, beyond matter, beyond a time existing in this plane of higher frequency. I've entered into a new realm now, and I relax here for a few moments. In this new space, observing sounds, colors, a sense of the presence of others, those who are here to guide me, to love me. Now calmly allowing any and all guidance to be communicated, I open to the direct wave of clear communications. It may be from one or more living sources who come around me in a loving, protective way. I am ready to receive and process messages through pictures, words, or other expressions. I tap in now. I am here and allow my awareness to be filled with all I need in my life right now. I take a few moments to receive. I take a deep breath now, filled, content, open. I bring my focus back to my breath. Now, one with the frequency of love, I continue to vibrate at a heightened awareness. I am connected to all. I am, and continue to receive, process, and perceive the world through new perceptions of the goodness. I am powerful and able to commune with my higher self and all who mean well through the universal intelligence. Divine Source is infinitely available because I am one with it. And every time I heighten my awareness, as I have done, I am divinely inspired. I am a light. I am one with Source. I am alive and a powerful, magnificent being. I navigate my world with a greater sense of peace. And as peace, I move with greater ease and greater understanding. I am able to see how life is always supporting me. My new openness and trust enable this new reality. This powerful moment brings new potential, new perceptions, new awareness. Grateful and blessed, I move towards perceiving my physical body now, bringing my attention to my body, to this room, knowing I am always very much connected, noticing the top of my head, once more witnessing my divine connection. I feel stronger, healthier. I have a deep, deep knowing. I feel a compassion for myself. It is growing stronger as I move ahead with a fuller heart. Feeling the trust within myself, noticing each heartbeat. Love is magnified now. Confidently, I am able to continue my day. Feeling great, with a new sense of guidance, inner guidance, more awareness. All is well. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. My name is Reverend Pat Ball. I'm a retired Unity minister. Fantastic to be fun. And I'm just so grateful that you're here in person or online. We just love that you're here with us. We are a tithing ministry. 10% of all we receive goes out to a split 50-50, Unity Canada and a local charity. And the charity that we're supporting this month, this quarter, is Food for Kids in Hamilton. Our power of the month, new power, and guess what? It's power. Is that confusing or what? It's a divine gift. It's divine power. It's the color is purple. I don't think I wore purple. Emilio, you have purple on. Yeah, some purple. Emilio has every color, so he's the 12 powers embodied all the time. So our affirmation is, I use power to release good into the world. I open the power channel. My thoughts and words vibrate with spiritual power. I have the power to create my world through self-mastery and the spirit within me. I am power. Let's say that together. I am power. And now Emilio's going to sing Holy, Holy Way.
And you could join me. I invite you to.
I'll sit here since she's doing so well in there.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me share the good that overflows. Let me share the good that overflows. Oh, let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder. Let me talk each day a little kinder. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, and my favorite thing. Hi, everybody. I'm Reverend Ann Alkangas, and it is my absolute delight to be here and to pray with you. So join with me in consciousness in the I am. As I gently breathe in, I remember that there is only one divine essence, and it is who I am. It is my past, my present, and my future. And I know that I initiate my life experiences through my deeply held feelings and beliefs. So today I allow my feelings, my beliefs to come into my awareness so that I may change them, alter them, or love them. I'm so grateful for this life, grateful for everything and everyone in it. I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of a life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever been, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment here, to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of a life. Get ready, my soul. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of a life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Thank you, Emilio. So now it's time for the absolute word, which is a modification of the daily word that Paul Hasselbeck has permission to modify. And the word for today is inner guidance. I see, trust, and follow my inner guidance. Seeking inner guidance means tuning out my senses and the opinions of others while turning inward. Then, with my open heart and quiet mind, I can better feel the nudge of my intuition, my inner knower. Sometimes I perceive my inner guidance in subtle ways, just as sunflowers innately follow the sun. I have the instinct to trust my inner knower. Even if my inner guidance surprises me, it always arises in a vast field of peace with no sense of urgency. I have learned to listen and follow it. I hear the still small voice within and give particular attention to any serendipitous circumstances I find along the way. As I do, I strengthen my ability to listen even more deeply. And now I give myself permission. By Karen Drucker. Thank you, Emilio.
Yeah, why is it in the middle? I give myself permission. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. Okay. I'm just getting into it.
And so it is. Okay, so a new month. And today I'd like to look at our inner landscape. Now think about what pleases you in terms of landscape? Maybe it's in your home, maybe it's where you spend some of your time, maybe it's your backyard, maybe it's the lake. What are some of the favorite things in your outer landscape? And then think about your inner landscape. Are you as deliberate in creating the inner landscape as you are in creating your outer landscape? And so I'd like to look at that. It's a great quote by Rumi. And you, when will you begin that long journey into yourself? Is today a good day? So the journey into yourself is actually a grand adventure. Within it, you'll experience pain, pleasure, enlightenment, doubt, revelation, healing, and ultimately transformation. Now, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, why do I need to transform? Everything's pretty darn good. But maybe not. So discover, unveil, unleash your divine power. We're talking about power and the power of power. And we have this divine power within us. And we can reveal it and discover it. But it's a journey, and it's a deliberate intention. So I don't know when I realized that I had inner resources. I think I naturally followed my intuition. I don't know if you did or not. And then when was it finally labeled that it was something that you could actually deliberately connect to, that it didn't just kind of happen at random? And I'm not sure when that happened, but what an awesome time to be able to say to myself, oh, this is not just random. I can tap into this inner wisdom, this inner resource to guide me in times that aren't so great. And the inner journey isn't to become what you think you're supposed to be. It's to find and trust the strength to be who you are. And I know certainly in Canada, as a student in school, you were learning basically how to be together so that you could learn what the teacher had to teach you. And that was basically for her or him to be able to have a reasonably calm classroom. You know, and so you got stamps or stickers if you stood in line correctly or if you did whatever. And I don't know that I learned who I was. I learned how to obey rules back then. And we have a teacher in the audience who's going, yeah, you know, she gets it. So I'd like to, and I've used the word excavate here, I'd like for you to think about going a little deeper in terms of what's going on inside of you. Dig a little deeper. So I'd like to look at ownership, and what does that mean? Responsibility, and I'm talking about personal responsibility, and then standing in your power. So Rumi again, on ownership. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. And I'm sure we've all heard versions of that. And yet, because the news is so compelling, isn't it interesting how we want to change the world? That somehow out there is more important than what's in here. Ownership is not about control or possession. It's about being real and standing in your values. And I mean about owning who you are, owning the real you, and taking the time to discover what that is and what that potential is. Ownership is having the courage and the compassion to say, I'm worthy and powerful, but also at times I'm sorry and I was wrong. That was probably one of the hardest things for me to admit, was that I was wrong or that I was sorry about what I had done. Not that I didn't feel it inside, but I tried so hard to be the perfect person for my parents, for my friends, for my teacher, you know, for everybody. And so if I failed in that, it wasn't, and I'm sorry, it was a beating up inside. So my inner landscape at the time was very much a, how could you have missed that? Rather than to think about the impact that I had on anybody else. I don't know about you, but that was certainly my journey. And owning your strengths and your superpowers, and I mean superpowers, your beauty and your radiance, and also confirming your worthiness. They were not things that were typically taught in school or taught by my parents. I certainly tried to be a parent that did that because I was more aware as a parent than perhaps my parents were. And maybe that's the beauty of having grandparents or aunts and uncles, because they have the time and the wisdom to do that for us. I think about some of the things that I learned from my grandparents, my grandmother in particular, that led me to believe that I had superpowers and that I was beautiful, even when the world didn't represent that. So can you think of someone who believed in you more than you believed in yourself when you were growing up, and maybe even today? And how wonderful it is to have someone like that. And ownership gives you the power to be who you are without apology, to trust your intuition and to connect to your inner resources. So I don't know where you are on the scale of personal ownership. I'd like you to think about that. And when you own just how wonderfully phenomenal you are, you can spread your unique energy and light into the world. You know right away when you meet someone and they're being tentative, don't you? When they're playing small, when they're afraid, or even in their boldness when they're afraid. Right? So who we are really does speak very loudly. And whether you're paying attention to it or not, it's going on all the time. And everyone that you meet is meeting that energy, we call it consciousness, in unity. So also owning your mistakes, your weaknesses, and your demons. This is what gives you the power to overcome them. You know, they talk about that in AA, that when you can admit that you've made mistakes is when you can actually overcome them. Because if you don't admit them, then how do you know what you might do differently? Without ownership, we tend to run, and we hide, and we numb, and we distract, and we fail to see that we're not alone in our struggles. And there is something so beautiful about sharing with the right person, not everyone, but with the right person when you're having struggles. Because there is something very comforting in knowing that, you know what, they're here, they survived, I can survive too. Ownership is actually a form of freedom. And again, analyzing it to this degree was not something I did when I was younger. It's something I'm doing now. Is it something you're doing now? And it's also the ability to say I'm sorry. You know, I know there are a few people that I've met that early on in their spiritual training, they were taught not to say the word sorry after I am, that to be careful about what you say after the words I am, because you become that. But to reveal to yourself that you're not happy with how you were and that you've decided to be something or do something differently, there's nothing wrong with that. To admit that, yeah, I'm sorry that, you know, I was that ignorant before, and now I'm a little more aware, and so I make different decisions. It gives you the strength to say, I was wrong, without believing that you're wrong in your existence. I was talking to someone this week who has kids, and this little kid had done something that the parents really didn't want them to do. And the little boy went up to the dad and said, you really don't love me anymore, right, Dad? Because Dad was mad, right? He says, son, I love you. Just your behavior was really bad. And made the distinction in the difference. And that you are amazing. Each and every one of you, I am amazing. And to refuse to deny or suppress your emotions and thoughts is what I'd suggest that you do. I don't mean, you know, have your tantrum right here in the middle of the floor, but if you absolutely have to, go for it. Because you've been holding back, obviously, for it to have to happen in that way. You know, one of the hardest things I remember being taught as a minister was if somebody was having a reaction, like they started crying or whatever, don't go and give them a Kleenex and go and give them a hug right away. Like, leave them alone. And it was, but I want to. And then I thought about it for myself and thought, no, you know, when I'm in that state, I'm releasing. I don't need the distraction of somebody poking their love into me at that moment. I need to express it. And that's a learning experience. And so when we have classes, for instance, and either I burst into tears or somebody in the class burst into tears, we allow it to happen and to unfold and to recognize the beauty in each person, to be willing to tell us why or not, but to love them anyway. And that if you do make mistakes, whatever they are, that there are opportunities to choose again. Choose to believe that you are ever evolving and also whole. And that's a challenging one too. You know, we think about God and we talk about God as being whole and complete and perfect. And yet we also talk about God as constantly evolving. How is that possible? Well, you know, our little human brain really cannot get that. It's a concept that is a bit like trying to define infinity. But know that your existence matters, or else you wouldn't be here. Who you are is so important that you matter. Just look at somebody beside you or around you and just see that they're important. They are. You know, you may not like them or even spend time with them, or you might love them or really enjoy their company. It doesn't matter. They matter. You matter. You are strong enough to own your own worthiness and brave enough to make your own mistakes. You may not believe it at times, but you are. And you can stand in the light even knowing that darkness exists. Hear that one. You can stand in the light even knowing that darkness exists. That's your power. Responsibility, let's look at that one. Again, Rumi, he was my favorite this week. Everything in the universe is within. Ask all from yourself. So let's look at the victim and the judge. They both exist in each of us. The victim says everyone is out to get you and you're small and insignificant. You ever have that victim voice talk to you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? The judge says you're completely unworthy of anything good, and the blame for your tragedies and problems is your fault. Yeah, it's easy to be a victim when you have a judge like that in your head, isn't it? And yet they are just states of mind. The victim steals your power and the judge steals your power. The victim says, nothing is my fault. It's somebody else's fault. And the judge says, everything is my fault. The judge and the victim deny your power to change circumstances. Maybe you can't change what just happened, but you can change how you're responding right now. How can you take responsibility when they are telling you what to do? You know, I don't know how many voices you have in your head, but sometimes I have a few. And they are telling me what to do. And I've had to learn to discern what is the voice I choose to listen to. And how do I gauge that? How do I want to feel? If I choose to feel more peaceful, then what voice am I going to listen to? And that inner landscape, where can I go? Have you heard of heart math? Oh, yeah. In heart math, one of the things that they suggest that you do is when you close your eyes and you're in a meditative state, you imagine someone you love or a place that you love. So right away, you have transformed your inner landscape as soon as you go there. And so no matter what you have going on, you have the power, and you don't even have to close your eyes. You can imagine it without closing your eyes. You can go to that wonderful inner landscape immediately, no matter what is going on. It's training. It's remembering. Responsibility is also freedom. It takes you out of the victim mindset. Now you have the power to respond and react with courage and integrity. And it's all about choosing to take your power, not giving it to the circumstance or to the person who is being noisier at that moment. And it quiets the judge by giving you clarity to see what you can own and what isn't yours to control. I mean, responsibility erases fault altogether. I'll unpack that a little bit. When I know that I am responsible for how I respond in every situation, then no one is to blame. Stuff happens. Life happens. How I choose to respond to it is up to me. I may not always like it, but I get to choose. And that's when I'm being responsible. Responsibility erases fault altogether. For there is no one to blame, just a new choice to make. Oh, and it just feels so good temporarily to blame somebody. I mean, we've been taught that, and as kids, we're really good at that. Taking responsibility means that blame and shame are no longer part of the equation. And we do teach that at Unity in many ways. And that is that taking personal responsibility for what you're thinking, how you're responding, what you're believing, and what you're attracting into your life based on this inner landscape that you have. It makes it easier to show up in the world authentically too. Because then you know that, well, if you're not suited for my life, you're not going to be in it. And it's not because I'm going to tell you to take a hike. It's because there is just this vibration, this resonance that doesn't allow for them to feel comfortable in your space. And they leave. Have you had that happen? Or have you tried to be with someone where you just do not vibrate with them at all? Or not really well? Or only in certain circumstances? Or only with certain conversations? You're ultimately responsible for your behavior and your reactions and your emotions and your view of the world. And that is like the ultimate freedom. So if you were to close your eyes right now, what is your inner landscape? Is it a shoulding landscape? Is it a beautiful, loving landscape? Is it peaceful? Is it colorful? Is it black and white? Is your inner landscape all of your senses or only some of them? Just becoming aware of it gives you the freedom to alter it, to change it, to enjoy it, to bless it. Because you're the captain of your ship. Nobody else is directing what's going on in your mind. We had a video of Sadhguru last week, and he talks about the idea that everything you see out there is projected in your mind, and the only place it's actually really happening is in your mind, the back of your eyeballs. It's not out there, even though you think it's out there. Things will happen to you and around you, but what you are ultimately responsible for, you. You think, well, what do I do with that? How do I have relationships, and how do I live my life, and how do I do my job, and all of that if everything is just about me? It's almost narcissistic, it seems. And yet it's not. It's where you have to go first. You are responsible for your reactions, your responses, your energy, your actions, and your behavior. And you have so much power. And if you think about it, what's it feel like to know that you aren't that victim that sometimes pops its head, or that judge that is going, you really shouldn't have done that. To really truly sit in your power. And you may not be able to answer that, or maybe you can. I'd like you to think about it this week, though. What does the power of love, what does that feel like in every situation? What does it feel like when you focus on the power of love as your inner landscape? Is it quiet? Is it bubbly? Is it effervescent? Is it colorful? Because then you can stand in your power. Again, Rumi, I know. Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. So the next time you look in the mirror, see who you really are. Past the superficial to that wondrous bundle of energy that's connected to everything, that is just here to experience and here to experience joy and love and sometimes pain and frustration, but you don't have to stay there. Standing in your power means resisting the victim and the judge, because your power, you are neither a victim or a judge. You're magnificent. Can you just say that? I am magnificent.
I am magnificent.
Did you really mean that when you said it? Yes. Say it again. I am magnificent. Yes. There is something really about that. Standing in your power means that you can be your most authentic self. And if the people around you don't like that, then you're in the wrong crowd. That's all. It means you own your strengths and your weaknesses without blame and shame. It means you align with your values. And we're going to talk more about that this month, is what do you value and what are your values? And you are aware of the energy that you bring into a space. I bet you that if you closed your eyes and you walked into a space and someone was there, that you could tell me what energy they're exuding. You could feel it. You can feel it now too, with your eyes open. And Lori and I were talking about this, about how we take things so for granted because they happen so easily to us. We read the room, we feel the room, and we wonder why we're feeling elated or not so good or uncomfortable or whatever, because we're reading the room. We are constantly, and the room is reading us. And that's our inner landscape. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Who you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you're saying." Some days, I really, really have to work on who I am. And one of the things that I have found is doing the heart math. And I do it sometimes with my eyes open, because it'll be things like beautiful pictures on the wall, like the ones that we have in here. And I'll look at that and allow myself to go to that place of just pleasure, of peace, of joy, of comfort. So I invite you, if your surroundings, wherever you are, don't have something like that that you can focus on, that's okay. Close your eyes and think about the face of someone you love, or your most favorite meal that you just had and how it tasted and how you felt when you tasted it. Or maybe it's a song you just heard. Bring yourself back to that beautiful inner landscape, because you have the power. And my battery is going. No, you're not. What you say actually doesn't matter. It's what you do that makes all the difference. And we know that to be true. I'm just here to remind you of that today. Past performance is the best predictor of future performance. We used to think that was true. I used to think that was true. And sometimes we blame people in our lives. You always did it that way, so I expect you to show up doing it that way again, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And yet that's not true, because we all can change our mind. So whatever's happened to you in the past doesn't mean it has to happen again. It can, if it was a good one, or you haven't learned it yet. Standing in your power means that you believe you are worthy, and your worthiness does not rely on others. And that's a learning experience. I mean, I curled my hair today because it's important that you like how I look. You know, I'll admit to that. I put red lipstick on because I like how I look, and it's important to me. I mean, we do those things, but if we didn't have mirrors, would we do any of that? Probably not. Standing in your power means your existence matters, that you matter. And it doesn't imply that you have power over others. It's one of the things that I want to remind you in prayer, that you can say, oh, I want to pray for others. Have they asked you? Did they ask you to pray for them? Then why are you? Pray for you, that you believe that God is within them and that God knows what to do. And also, and that's a tough one, God doesn't know what's going to happen till you make up your mind or they make up their mind. Because we live in an interactive universe. So the next time you feel like you need to pray for someone, the someone should be you, so that you see that there is sacred within everyone and that guidance is within them. And when they're ready, they will change and they will do something. And if they want your help, they will ask you. And if they don't ask you, it's because they didn't want to. That's a big one. Standing in your power means loving your body and treating it with respect. Wow, I love my body. It is such a healing machine. And I love my battery. It means not using other people's negativity against myself and wallowing in the victim mindset. You know, most of the time when someone's in a bad mood, it has nothing to do with me. And if they say it did have something to do with me, it still didn't have anything to do with me. Standing in your power means using your creativity, passion, and talents to bring positive energy to the world. How have you brought positive energy to the world lately? Just being you and exuding the magnificence of who you are is doing it already. Focus on your superpowers. And what are they? The ability to choose whatever you choose. The ability to be love, to be compassionate, to be caring, to be interested and curious. Whatever it is for you. Being in your power means standing united with your peeps. You know, and sometimes it can be, you know what? I know in my mind that their behavior sucked, but I love them enough. I'm going to stand and support them. Because one day they'll figure it out. Because we all need support, because we all make mistakes. It means you believe in the collective power of people everywhere. Because that's something to not forget. We live in this soup of consciousness that is a combination of all of the fears and joys and loves of everybody that we're around. I touched on that a bit with how you know what the energy is in a room when you walk in. But we live in it in a global way as well. And that you can have your very own experience in the middle of all of that. And as you do, especially if it's good, if it's love, if it's caring and compassionate, then it translates to the people around you. And that's the vibration that we give. And that's how we can create a happier world. I won't say a perfect world because it's perfect already. The divine is within everything that's going on. And trusting your intuition. Do you trust your intuition? Do you recognize when it's your intuition? How do you know when it's your intuition? It means holding space for others without my emotions. How can I just be with someone and love them no matter what is going on? Holding space for others without my emotions, and that I can hold space for myself without giving other people the power to infringe upon it. That's a little harder. You know, somebody's coming at me with their Kleenex. Thanks, I don't want it. I can stand in my power and you can stand in your power, and there's no conflict in that because it's my power and it's your power, and it's the space that we can occupy together. And that is also a really interesting thing, that we can be these powerful, magnificent beings and be able to cohabitate and coexist. And there can be peace in that. So this was a great quote. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. Which is what? Do you know? Magnificent. Yeah. So here's a cute little short video from YouTube.
Greetings, beautiful ones. So let's chat. Let's chat about standing in your power and being unapologetically powerful. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about how women especially always say that they're sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, did I miss that? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We say that we're sorry a lot because we feel like, oh my gosh, I have to apologize. I have to apologize for everything. And sometimes we even apologize for being powerful. We apologize for what we know. We apologize for what we don't know. And the word here today is understanding your power, accepting your power, acknowledging that power, and being
magnificent. So we looked at ownership, taking ownership for who you are and what's going on in your life, and that you're ultimately responsible for how you react in any situation. And what does standing in your power mean? And have you been doing that? And maybe you can do it a little bit more. And it doesn't mean being offensive or trying to control anyone. It's about standing in your power so that you can bring to the world who you really are, because you matter, because you're magnificent. So let's get intimate with the infinite. I love this song.
Let me be intimate with the infinite. Let me be deeply revealed. I want to be one with the knowing, ever present, ever growing. Let me remember what's real. Let me be intimate with the infinite, vulnerable and free. I want to be one with the sweetness, completely one with completeness. Let me be gentle with me, falling in love falling in love with divinity, falling in love with everyone, because God is in you and God is in me. Oh, let me be intimate with the infinite. Let me be open to you. I wanna sing in the spirit. I feel it, I hear it, I see in your eyes the truth. Falling in love with everything, falling in love with divinity, falling in love with everyone, because God is in you and God is in me. Oh, oh, oh. Let me be intimate with the infinite. Let me be deep, really deep. I wanna be one with no one, ever present, ever growing. Let me remember what's real. Give it to me, give it to me, God. Give it to me, give it to me, God. I am ready to receive your love.
Such a moving song, isn't it? And Anne, another winner, talk about responsibility and ownership and standing in your power. Mark Welch has a sign, I stand here in my power. I can't remember the words to it, but it's just so amazing. And the blame thing, getting the mind. Somebody told me this week, if I take me out of blame, what's left? Blah, 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 blah. Isn't that interesting? And that's so true. That's exactly what it is. So what's your takeaway today? That when we're those of us that are here, we talk about it in the back during fellowship. But those of you at home, if you want to put a note in the chat or in the live stream or whatever it is that you do it in the comment in the section below, it would be great to have that feedback. Now is our time for conscious giving. Yay. So to practice the law of circulation, to know that as we receive, we give. Just beautiful. This includes financial giving and receiving, just asking and forgiving and blessing and praising and whatever it is. So we'll pass the basket here in the sanctuary. Those at home can e-transfer. It's now working, thank you. It was actually working most of the time. It was 1 week I could not. For some reason, it sent the money back to me. It says, Unity of Hamilton doesn't want your money. I said, well, that's interesting. But then I was wrong. So let's say the affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wendy. You're the one that suggested. What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed would the wind always fill up my sails? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? How would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? You know there are. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? Maybe this is what I need. I am brave enough to move ahead where true believers dare to tread. I never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today? I am brave. What will I do today? I am brave. What will I do today? I am brave. Sing. What will I do today? I am brave. 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 I am brave. I am brave.
And so, prayer, let's talk about it again. We are here to pray with you. And what does that mean? Knowing the truth, knowing that you have the wisdom within you to get everything that you desire in life. And it's not material things, it's how you're choosing to feel. So if you're looking to feel peaceful, joyful, loved, then start to feel it already. because it's within you. And if you have forgotten, I'll hold that in prayer for you. Send me a prayer request, place it in the prayer box, or via email. And let's say the prayer of protection together, just as a reminder. The light of God surrounds you. I am the light. The love of God enfolds you. I am the love. The power of God protects you. I am the power. The presence of God watches over you. I am the presence. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. And it's birthday Sunday. And when those of you that are here go into the coffee area, we have already eaten a couple of pieces of cake. We ate them on Wednesday because Bruce didn't think he'd be here for his birthday, but he's here. So we ate the corner pieces, just in case, all the icing. But let's sing two more corner pieces. Yeah.
On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Everyone born in the month of May, especially Bruce, who is here today. Happy birthday. And Gracie. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now. Yay. I open my eyes, greet the new day, take a deep breath, kneel down to pray. Then I give thanks, look in the mirror, and a friend looks back at me. A smile lights up my face, and I know that I am blessed. So I expect the best. I expect the best. I know that I'm loved right where I stand. I know I'm enough just as I am. All that I want, all I desire is waiting here for me. The universe conspires to ensure my happiness. So I expect the best. I expect the best. Loving my life, living my dreams, losing my fears, I'm spreading my wings, feeling alive, anticipating what the future holds for me. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, 'cause I expect the best.
for those of you that are watching at home, I'm so glad you're with us. I love you. And we'll see you next week. I love you here too. Let's go eat cake. Bye for now.